After watching Sonic 3, I immediately fell in love with Shadow. It's not that I didn't know the character before, I did, but only from the Team Sonic racing game. But man, from the cool fight scenes to the heavy emotional moments, Shadow absolutely shined in this movie. He even pulled off the cool Acra bike slide. So I went right away to build Shadow Lego set, and I was really disappointed. I really believe he deserves a better set, one that really captures his character features. So let's build one ourselves. But before we get into that, let's have a look at the official Lego set so we know exactly what we can improve. Okay, let's see. The set is made up of 720 Lego pieces spread across 7 bags. Here's how the final model should look like. So let's start with the first bag, which is the display stand. Now let's move to the main part. I like how Lego used these A-shaped pieces to create strong angled slopes. We've got these 4 pin connections at different angles. I'm guessing these will be used to connect the 4 side quills later on. One thing I like about this build so far is how sturdy it is. I just realized I placed it the wrong way around. In my defense, it's not easy following instructions when the model is facing away from you. What is this crab doing here? I honestly have no idea. I really hope that's not how the back quill will end up looking like. Anyway, let's finish the rest of the build and see. I don't want to sound mean, but these eyes remind me of Shinra Kusakabe with his devil smile more than Shadow. Like Sonic, Shadow's quills are one of his defining features, and getting them right is important. I'm sure Lego did a good job in designing these. What are these? They look like Shadow's about to stab someone with them. And they're not really well integrated to his skull. Bag 9, I mean 6. Looks like more quills, so I'll use some editing magic here. What is this? I really don't get it. I know Lego designers could have built it in a better way. I don't know if it was a cost reason or what, that they just used this large, featureless, curved piece. Anyway, let's just finish it. Honestly, I'm not that excited anymore. Okay, here is the final build. It is very recognizable. You know right away this is Shadow. Honestly, it has many interesting building techniques. Using the A-shaped pieces along with lots of snots and technic elements to create this multi-dimensional building was pretty fun. But there are several design features that just don't make any sense to me. First, that really strange featureless spherical head. It looks more like a helmet than the actual face. Then the eyes. Shadow has big, round, expressive eyes. These flat plates just don't capture that. His quills also don't look organic at all, and they're not seamlessly integrated to his head. And the thing that bothers me the most is this back quill. Really, what is that? It feels like something they threw together like a few hours before launch. Honestly, it feels like an insult to Shadow. Anyway, so these 4 design decisions really disappointed me. I know that Shadow deserves a better set, so let's put this aside for now. And like a wise man once said,
fine. yourself.
Okay, start. One. Okay, I've been very critical of the official set, so when I design my own build, I need to pay attention to every single character detail. So I'll try my best here. First, like the official set, I designed the display stand for the model. I used 2 Technic rotation discs. They're just very sturdy and can easily hold the weight of the head. Since I like building with Lego systems rather than Technic, I'll convert these Technic connections to bricks with studs. I'm planning to make his face this side, so I'll use a bunch of snot bricks to build sideways. Okay, now we have a strong foundation to start sculpting the head. I want to be as close as possible to his actual character design, so I'll keep using images as references during the sculpting process. Shadow has large round eyes. We need to capture that in the mock. I'm using these 3x3 curved round pieces, and I'll attach 4 of them together to make his big round eyes. I want to put them slightly angled like this, so I'll use these backside hinges to give them just a slight tilt. Okay, I think that's a good start. His cheeks are very complicated, with curves in all directions. I'll simplify the top curves into straight lines so I can build them with Lego wedges. You know what? It's easier to build this part on the table first, then we can attach them later to the head. The edge of this black plate is to define his mouth. We still need to complete this part of his cheeks, but I don't have any connection points there. So let's make some. Now his cheeks are complete. What do you guys think? I need to add these eye plates like this. So I'll attach them from the back to a minifigure utensil paddle. Now we just need to add a clip to hold this bar, which I will hide in his cheeks. I think this looks good, but right now he looks stunned. That's because his eyes have no eyelids or eyebrows yet. So let's build them next to give him a more angry facial expression. I built these structures to go around his eyes. I'll use this 1x1 stud with a back bar and attach it to a clip with a bar ending. Then I'm gonna add this clip to the back of the eye to attach his eyebrows to his face. Okay, we're done with the face. Here's a quick comparison with the official set. I think ours is much closer to the actual character design. What do you guys think? Now we can start working on his back quills. We should have a quick look at how they actually look like. From the side we see that Shadow's quills grow organically from his head. They start thick and thin down towards their tip. They're also curved without having sharp angles. So let's see how we can do that. But before building the quills, we need to make tilted connection points for them to attach to the skull. I'm using these hinges instead of the A-plates in the official set because I don't want to force myself to a certain angle for the quills. Of course that affects the stability, but you know what, I'm not designing a sellable set, so I may slightly sacrifice stability for the look here. So the top two quills should come off from these axles. Now time to design the quills. Based on this reference image, I'll design the contours of his quills from different directions. This is how I see it from the top, from the side, and this one is its cross section. Now we can start placing different pieces to try to make the shape of the contours. I'll use these 2x1 slope pieces to make the circular cross section. If you noticed, I chose to make the pieces of this section align together and the pieces of this section also align together. So now I don't need to torture myself with weird angles. For the top profile, they're all aligned, and also for the cross section. Now that I'm satisfied with how they look, I'll go ahead and make a skeleton to attach them together. Okay, it took me several days to come up with this skeleton structure. It has snot bricks in all directions. This is the complete quill skeleton. Now we can attach the pieces that make the quill contours together. I'll merge these 2x1 slopes into two directions into one 2x2 corner wedge piece. Now that the contours are transferred to the skeleton, we need to merge them together in an organic look. For that, I'll use curved slopes and wedge pieces. One final thing, there are several gaps in the quill that we need to close. To cover this triangular gap, I'm using this wedge plate. And to cover this region, I'm replacing the 2x1 slopes with 2x2 wider slopes. I'm happy with how it turned out. It looks much more organic than the set's quill. Okay, great. Let's now build them as part of Shadow's skull. I know it looks a bit strange now, so let's build this part of the head. After several trials in sculpting these regions, I came up with these builds. They're made of a bunch of slopes and wedges attached to some plates, and should fill the region between the upper quills and his face. Okay, after adding them, now the top quills blend organically in his head. Next up, the center back quill. From this reference image, we see that while the side quills bend upward, the center one bends downward. But other than this, it has a similar design. So I built a similar quill to the side ones and just added the red pieces to the opposite side. Now if I place it with the red pieces upward, it will naturally be bending down. Also, let's do some sculpting to blend it to his head. Honestly, I don't think I can even compare it with the back quill of the official set. I don't know what to say. I mean, what is this? Alright, let's continue. So we're done with two side quills and the center quill. Now we need to make one top quill and another two side quills at the bottom. The bottom side ones are similar to the top side quills, so let's get those done first. Then we can focus on the top quill. I need to attach them down here with these pin connections. To do this, I'm using this Technic bar with ball joint. This gives me a lot of flexibility in adjusting their angles. Then I'll use this bolt to axle piece to attach the quills. I'll do the same for the other side. Great, now let's move to the top of his head. Shadow has a signature red line running all the way from his forehead to the back of his skull. I think these red 2x4 curved slopes have the right curvature for this part. I plan to attach them in this way all the way to the back of his head. I'm using several hinges to create an overall smooth arc. I'll then fill the surrounding area with similar black curved pieces. Since this has a lot of hinges, it's easier for me to build it off model and reattach it later. Now we can build the ears. What do you guys think? Personally, I think this looks objectively better than the helmet piece of the official set. Finally, his top quill. Since this one is part of the head itself, I'm building it differently than the other ones. Okay, we're almost there. All the quills are completed. Now I just need to fill the gaps where the different sections of his head meet. Okay, and with this, we have completed the build of Shadow the Hedgehog. What do you guys think? Did we give him the Lego set he deserves? I'd like to think so. Here is the official set for comparison. I'll let you be the judge, even though I've been judging it a lot. One last thing I want to do. If you guys enjoyed this build, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more Shadow builds, let me know. I actually have big plans for him. I think he deserves even more. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.